Hey folks, hope you're all well. I forgot to tell you the last couple of times I've been out about that Mark 8 Transit I got. Remind me not to buy a Ford Transit again, gonna. What a van that's turning out to be. I'll tell you that in a minute. What's been going on with it? So this van, the first issue I had with it was hill hold assist inactive or something like that. So that was a fault with it. So I had a little look on YouTube as I do. It told me it was an ABS sensor at the back. There's one on either side. So I bought one and changed it. Light still on, warning still on, etc. Took the one that I took off and I swapped that with the one on the other side. Check it again. Still on. So I opted for the fuck it, I have clutch control due to my skilled level of driving. I don't need hill hold assist. It just stops you rolling back on hills. It's a gimmick, but it does work. Some bikes have it in fact. So I gave up with that one. So it was Tuesday the 29th of April. Had a wee delivery to do into Glasgow. Then I was going up to visit my mum in hospital. It was the day before she actually died, in fact, as it goes. So I loaded up my van, jumped in the van, driving along the M8. Oh, in fact, I've missed out a bit. A couple of times since getting the van back in November, it's been like holiday weekends and the van sat from maybe Thursday through till Tuesday, and I've started it on the Tuesday and it's just started and no more. So I bought a battery for it, and this was just mid-April. I bought a new battery. Made an arse up with the sizes of the battery. The battery I bought was too big for it. So instead of mounting it widthways across the van, I had to mount it lengthways, which is fine. So I think this was a day or so later, the 29th of April as I said. I'm driving in on the M8 in Glasgow at Townhead. There's 5 lanes of traffic. I'm in lane 4. And I get a warning buzzer from the dash. System not charging error or something like that. I thought, that's really weird. Not even a minute later, the dashboard just goes black. Like no lights, nothing. This was stop start, rush hour traffic, 9:30 in the morning on a Tuesday morning. I was popular. I couldn't even put my hazards on. There wasn't even enough power in it. Coincidentally, I had the previous battery in the back of my van, and I always carry jump leads in my van in case, and more so in case anybody else needs help out. So I've had that a few times in the past. Oh, have you any jump leads, mate? No, sorry. And that would have got that person out a hole, so I always carry them. I've had to help my wife out before, and she's had to help me out before. So carry jump leads, great idea. So while sitting in standstill, couldn't move, couldn't go anywhere. I thought I'm going to link this old battery onto the battery that's the new one that's connected to the van, and I'll try starting it that way, just cross my fingers. And it worked. And it started, I couldn't believe it. But I had like the battery light on, and I thought this must be a belt away or something, but there wasn't. I had a look and no belts broke. I thought this must be the belt that goes around the alternator or something like that, but not at all. So I got all the way back to Blantyre. So this van is turning out to be a fucking nightmare. 5 messages. Brake system malfunction. Brake system stop safety. Driver door open when it's not. Charging system service now. Hill start assist not available. So I don't think I'll be buying another one of these Ford Transits in a hurry. It's a good looking big van as well. It's great to drive when it's working. Saying that, I still managed to drive home safely there, despite having no brakes and all that. It was telling me my handbrake's on as well, as my dash completely just dies on me there. Oh goodness. Right, I'm not even turning this off. I'm going to go and open up the work and reverse it in. If anybody steals it, they can fucking keep it. Ford nightmare. I met this guy in a shop called Auto Parts not long after I got the van, and the guy asked me what I was driving behind the counter, and I said, oh, it's a Ford Transit I've just got. Oh, is that a wet belt one? Yeah, it is. Oh, you better take this guy's card. What's he talking about? And he's like, oh, he bought a Transit, mate, unlucky. He's like, take my card. He says, you might need me. So I phoned up the guy, Scott his name is. I said, alright Scott, I said, I've got this problem in my van. He's like, yeah, it sounds like the alternator, John. He's like, right, I can't do it today. He said, I'll get it in tomorrow. Beforehand I'd phoned my local garage and they were like 3 weeks before they could get it in. I was like, I just can't wait that long. So I'm like, how much will it be? So he quoted me for it, and it was like £502 or something silly like that. And I'm thinking that's quite dear, but I need it. I priced the alternator from Ford just to buy the alternator myself, and it was £680. not fitted, just for the part. I'd thought about doing the job myself, but it's something I've never done before on a modern vehicle, and there's not just one little short belt that gets around 2 or 3 pulleys. There's lots of pulleys, and you need to take the tension off the pulleys, off the belt with the pulleys, and you know your limits with anything mechanical or electrical, and that I certainly do. I'm willing to give most things a try, but I wasn't with that. So the job was done. While it was in there, he'd plugged into it, and he said it was showing a fault for ABS sensors on the back. And I thought, I've done one of them, so it can only be one of them. But yeah, sure as fate, the two of them were knackered. I wasn't expecting that. The guy told me, he said, that van there, he said, and pointed to another van outside his yard. He's like, that one's in for 4 of these sensors. I was like, no danger, how? He says, they're just shit. So it was like £15 for another sensor or something. I fitted that myself. Or take that back, I went to fit it myself. And I'll just show you this. Some days you've just got to hate YouTube. I had an ABS sensor that needed replaced on my van. So it's like one little tiny bolt, a clip and a plug. It's like a 10-15 minute job tops. But then you take off the ABS sensor. No, sorry, you take off the wheel to access the ABS sensor. And before you know it, you've got half the drive shaft off, the complete hub, brake disc, caliper complete with pads still in it, a multitude of bearings. Please note, transit, the rear side anyway, on the left, has a left hand thread on this. So obviously you're going to figure that out, aren't you? Bad words, Ford, is all I'm saying. So this has turned into an absolute pig. This seal was away. When I took the wheel off, the brake disc and all the caliper and the pads was black with oil. And I thought, how is there oil all over that? There's a little ABS sensor there, that little black pokey bit. So it turns out I had a seal away. So I watched a brilliant video on YouTube. The guy gets his daughter to actually do this job for him. Well, not this job, the easy job of taking off the half shaft and replacing a little O-ring, or a big O-ring. It was about 4 inches maybe. So I thought it was just that, but the guy at Ford said it's normally this other seal that goes on them. This one. And to access this one, you need to take off all the bits I mentioned there. But not to worry. So, while taking it apart, obviously, there's a round ABS ring, it's called, that goes on the other side of this, and it's split. So I've had to order one of them from Ford, but thankfully they've got one in the area because he'll get me it this afternoon. By then it's home time, so I'll be back working over the weekend on this 2018 model Ford Transit, long wheelbase, high roof, mother fudger. So I've stuck a new set of rear pads on this. While I had this in for its MOT at the BMW dealership, they told me the front and rear pads were wearing a bit low, getting a bit thin. So I've not felt the front brake being any weaker. Is that the right word? So I've not even looked at the pads on that, but I was off-road recently there, and the back brake was pretty non-existent. So I ordered a set of these. I had these on my little GS, these vegan-friendly organic brake pads. So I've taken one of these off, and they're EBC pads that are actually on it. But look at the thickness of it. There's like 1 mil off it compared to the thickness of the new ones. So the garage telling me I needed pads. I think that was a little porky pie. I've yet to check the front brakes. The front brakes are immense. In my experience, they're amazingly good. Although this is maybe the first bike I've had with twin discs and twin calipers at the front. And they are Brembos actually, the calipers. So it made some difference. And they were peanuts, they were like £17 or something like that. Although there's only one brake on the back, or one caliper, so 2 pads. Whereas if you're wanting front pads for this, you have to buy 2 pairs. Or they come in 2 pairs. So they'll be double, maybe a bit more than double, they'll be a bit bigger I imagine. But I'm not even checking them for now. I'll maybe check them in a month or so after the ABR. Not that I'm going on my bike to the ABR sadly, but it's a pointless journey to go on the from where we live. It's just all motorways. I've recently just done the back brakes on my Scirocco. Discs and pads. I'd never done them since I'd got the car. There was a bit of brake squeal coming from somewhere, so I thought, won't do any harm. Get them swapped out. Whether I'm keeping the Scirocco or selling it on, I'm not sure. Which is bizarre, because there's one there. The same colour, no panoramic roof. It's a rare feature on them. So peace out, take it easy, cheers for watching folks, adios.